Yo, SBF and the FTX going down with the FTT. Yeah, you know me. Let's dig into today's articles. Yo, and smash that lizard like button. Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what's going on out there? What up, what's going on, everybody? As you come sliding on in here, don't forget to smash that lizardy like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and share this out on your favorite social media. Help me grow this channel with to more of you awesome motherfuckers. Yo, what's going on, Crypto Craig? What's going on with the yo? What's up, my man? What's up? So we got some interesting stuff today. I've got my 3D printer actually rolling as we speak. I don't have a light on it, otherwise I would show you, because all you would see is my CR Touch. It glows like this bluish purple. That's all you see moving around. It's kind of cool looking, but you can't see it printing anything. I'm still trying to just dialing it in now. So 3D print videos will be coming back to a Monday show to you. So basically I would be, over the weekend, usually I do like a 3D print of some sort, or during the week. And then I'll edit the video and then upload a 20-minute like little 3D print video. I was doing that for a little bit there until the 3D printer started like just systematically giving me like an issue here and an issue over here and an issue here, and it all stemmed whenever I went from the stepper motor that feeds the filament, from it being remote to direct drive, and it's just not been happy since. So hopefully I got all that past me. It seems like it's giving me a really good print, even though I don't have it like dialed in just perfectly, but that's okay. It's okay. Let's go ahead and dig into today's article. Yo. So Nvidia is coming out and actually admitting here that there seems to be two different styles of plugs going on. That's actually pretty big news, guys. Yo. So there was people thinking that there was two different types of plugs from two different manufacturers, and it seemed like everybody that was doing most of the tests, they had all of the Nvidia's more tolerant type variation, I guess. But Igor's lab, shout out to that guy, has been working to get to the bottom of why the melting problem is, and this helps out not only the users to know if they've got to be careful with what they have or how they could get around this, all the way to helping out Nvidia solving a systemic problem more long term. The latest development is a discovery that there are two manufacturers of the Nvidia official adapter cable, and only one is showing the problem thus far. So that's a good thing. There's one that's better than the other. Yo, the discovery is a result of a long investigation that involved R&D teams from various board partners and Nvidia themselves, as well as Gabriel Gloria, director of engineering at Nvidia, was kind to share some further details. The company even provided a presentation that explained differences between both types of cables, which is great that they've got some clarity behind this, and we know what the hell's going on moving further. It is said that the official Nvidia 600-watt cable that is bundled with all the GeForce 4090 cards were either manufactured by a company called Astron or NTK. Both are Taiwanese companies that competed with each other. That's cool. I love competition. Igor discovered that NTK cables has a better latching system and it uses a one spring contact that's as opposed to Aston's 2 spring contact design. So let's see here. I'm trying to see if I can tell the difference here on the pinouts. So it looks like this one here should be the Astron, and then this is the NTK. Right? Oh no, my bad, that's backwards. I couldn't see it because of the wording here. This one has a brake in it. So basically what they're talking about is this little clip here is a dual spring tab system, and you can tell easier. Okay, so on the clip itself that latches in, you can tell that there's no holes in it. And if you've got the little dimples like this, you have the better one. So on this one, the very top here, there is no brake in the clip. It is basically a single spring clip, which would give better it would at least give better contact at the bottom, at the opposite side of the spring, even if the opening end of the spring was slightly compromised. The back would be closed just enough to still provide adequate contact, even though it would be a reduced contact. This would be a far superior setup for sure, because all this would take at that point for the split is a little bit of side load on there, and you basically open up the clip. Versus this one, I would have to fucking like wiggle this thing all around, 100 clips in and out, you know, basically jerking off the plug ends for, you know, 1,000 reps. Then maybe we might start seeing this this particular guy to fail. Whereas all the melting ones are this one. This is the NTK. This is the left one here is NTK, and then the right one is not. So it took me a second to kind of see, because I couldn't visualize it that well. Yeah, you can't put too many reliefs into a clip and think that it's going to be good afterwards. Yeah. Oh, really? You had an issue like this on the Founders Edition? On the 3080? Oh, open them up. Wow. So you had to open it up. You were having an issue actually like latching the connector down into it, because I do have an FE edition, and yeah, but Crypto Craig, this is what they're saying, is that you would rather have it be too tight than not loose, than being a little loose. A little loose is worse. What up, Rude? What's going on, my dude? So it's like it's weird, but it looks like I would almost sit there and think that mine was so tight you would push the pins right out the back. Holy cow. That's a little extreme. But that is a better setup. So I mean, it sucks, but you would want to sit there and kind of open it up for sure if it's like doing some funky shit like that. 100%. But I would rather have to open up a connector like that than have one where it just slips on like it and it's looser than all get out, not making adequate contact. And hot leggings. Sleep in work today. Nice, Rude. But even in their kind of their diagram measurements, I mean, they're not giving like key measurements, but you can kind of see here like the tolerances are a little different. just a little different. So it's like I would almost sit there and the Astron has a longer pin contact arrangement too. So I mean there's just like, wow, a lot of different things going on here that went wrong. So if you have the NTK setup, you do not want that. That is wild. And it's kind of hard to tell which one is which here, because like the picture's like just right up in the fucking way here. Hold on here. Oh, wait a minute. This is Astron. Okay. Oh, okay. So the pin on this one, so the NTK is the one with the little dimples. I was right the first time, and then it's just that where they have Igor's lab is like right where I need to be able to see the connector itself. But I can tell this one, the connector's actually recessed in a little further. This one is actually like almost all the way to the end. So this is the connector you want. This is the one that's cheaped out. They use less material. It doesn't even, you don't even think about it. So this little dimple here might take a half a penny off of material cost, right? And then their pin out is, you know, a 1/16 of an inch smaller or so. And that basically, you know, saved them another half a penny, let's say. Per so many connectors, you're making more money. But you've just made an inferior product because you're not getting full pin contact, and you're not getting adequate pressure around all of the pin contact on there. So on the Astron, it does have a split in the top here, but they're utilizing the walls of the connector a little bit better, and it's thicker, it looks like. Oh yeah, the material is just a little thicker on the Astron. Yeah, so this is the good one. This is the melty one. So if you see the two little dimpled holes on the connector, don't use it. This is bad. Bad juju here. Real bad juju. This is cheapo. It's like, that is crazy. Yeah. This is what happens when you have competing markets and one decides that they're going to cut a corner in order to be able to, let's say FTK decided to bid Nvidia a little cheaper so they can get the contract. And this is what they came up with for that. You get what you pay for, but unfortunately, you as the consumer get what Nvidia is willing to pay for, and then Nvidia is just going to have to stand behind a warranty issue on their end, because this is a self-inflicted wound from product control not being really done properly there. Yeah, that's a definite self-inflicted wound. And as you guys know, I do like the Galax GPUs. They're the only ones that are really your overclockable cards now, that they are cool with the overclock community still, because they've got the Hall of Fame edition, which was their variation of the Kingpin from EVGA, right? So they have officially released full specs of their brand new Boomstar. Man, it's like you almost want to say Boomster, because, yeah, nice art, right? But it does have, it's like, I do like their looks on everything. There are a lot of flash on with Galax. They like the pizzazz behind it. you're going to have a really expensive a computer. You might as well put that computer on display. And one of the ways that they put this bad boy on display, bam, is with a little kickstand system to be able to hold the weight of this chongus buddy of this thing would be cooler if now again, I don't know if this thing plugs into your motherboard at all, and Boomster over here lights up with the addressable RGB. Then this thing just became, you get this little kind of showy cool factor behind it, which I do like. Yo, what up, Tech Man? Tired, hard to stay awake, bro does. Hey man, long days at work are always worthy, man. You got that proof of work. Yo. But yeah, I mean, this thing is gonna have like a pretty cool little. I like the look on there. Like I said, if the kickstand has a little more addressable RGB that I can hide the wire, because good God, I don't want to see another fucking wire. Please, like if it has a wire, it's just not gonna get plugged in. It's gonna get cut. I wouldn't want to sit there and have an ugly wire unless I can hold it tight to the bottom side of the GPU and not get it caught up in the fans. Then it'd be okay. I'm proof of work, camp equal work. Yeah. Oh God, you do camp work. Ugh. And then you see this thing, like this card is already out in the wild. There's a few things that are wrong with this already. Okay, one. This is their rendered box art. They're not going to make a box that's like way longer than the GPU itself unless it comes with like goodies that nobody else knows about, right? By then, I would think, hey, we all know the size of typical GPU boxes. We know sure as hell that the GPU box is not going to be bigger than the PlayStation box. So obviously, this is a Photoshop picture from hell and back again. I won't believe this in any way, shape, or form. It was part of this one right here. He's like, it's like GPUs make everyone happy. I think this is more of a meme than anything else. Hey, this guy got a 4090. Dun, dun, dun. That looks like a dress box, that got photoshopped. But, it's still fun. I'll allow it. It's funny. Definitely Photoshop. So when you see certain things like this, guys, don't take it at first base value. Kind of realize what you're looking at there, and it's not real. No, it's not real. Yeah. It's like, look at his smile. He's like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to get another circuit in my house because this thing's gonna take 30 amps all by itself. So, but yeah, I mean, you're seeing stupid stuff like that, but it's photoshopped, it's fun, whatever, It's funny. I'll allow it. And we have release of the RTX 4080 PCB Founders Edition. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's one thing I do like about Galax. They make a very nicely themed graphics card. Sometimes if you're trying to do a particular build, bro, that's one of the ways to do it. Even their Hall of Fame edition cards, the card itself is an experience. Comes in a hard case. Comes with its own water blocking kit already in there. I mean, you're paying for everything in one card, and you get a nice hard briefcase for your GPU. I'm not playing. Those Hall of Fame edition cards are. If you're gonna buy one, just buy the whole experience. You're gonna be out some money, but you're going to have an experience in which nobody has ever had before, But The 4080 PCB of the Founders Edition is out, which is a clear sight that this board is ready for even the more powerful 8103 graphics cards such as the 4080 Ti. If you noticed, this is the 4090 PCB. It's the 4090 PCB. Okay, guys. Nvidia they basically engineered the board to be able to handle the high side, which means it's infinitely better the lower the power level goes into the card. So with that being said, they're going to be able to recycle this board all the way through every one of their FE editions. So that will be a big cost cut on their end that every other manufacturer out there for the AIB partners are going to have to just eat it. No, this is just on the one side. The GDDR6X modules are up to 2 gigabytes, so they can put this all on one side now. But here it is. You got your 4090 on the right and your 4080 on the left here. And if you look at the power stages, all they did was they took a few of the power stages. They just didn't add them in. So and this card has room for higher wattages, guys. This is like 1,000 watt PCB. Okay. So they're not, even on the 4090, they didn't populate all the power rail, which is right here. I wish it would let me blow it up, but whatever. But it will let me here. So basically what they did is this is the power rail coming into the core. This is the power rail for, some of the memory and the uncore, right? So with that being said, if it's a not so powerful GPU, with less memory involved, they can sit there and not populate all the memory channels on here. So with that being said, this is going to be definitely a PCB design setup that they are going to be able to recycle from here into the next GPU cycle, which means they get to cut their costs down even further, right? So they're just saving money everywhere. So basically, they're not going to utilize the same one for your 4070. They are now. So your 4070 might be on the same PCB, but the 4060 and the 4050, I bet you will be on a smaller board set. It might even be on the last model's PCB setup, just because 4060s and the 60 class and 50 class don't typically have a lot of memory on there, and they don't have a very powerful VGA core in there, which also means that your target point is well with under 200 watts. Therefore, a card that's under 200 watts should be able to handle the 30 series PCBs without any issues. So that's pretty much the trend that I've seen from Nvidia with their FE edition boards, is that they're just literally going to be recycling it. This board, for the 40 series on the 4090 and the 4080 series, and now the 4070 Ti class, they are going to be utilizing all the same PCB on there, which, again, it just kind of cut costs down on their end, but at the expense of, basically giving the finger to all the AIB partners that don't get the luxury of doing it exactly that way. So yeah, what up, Jason? What up? You missed everything, bro. Everything. All right, so it's like in the 4090, of course, we're going to be looking at 16,384 CUDA cores. The 4080 will be 9,728 CUDA cores. The 4070 Ti now, which was the former 4080, just the low class one, is going to be at 7,680 CUDA cores. So definitely on par with the generational upticks between generation and generation. You're looking at a right around that 30% uptick in CUDA core setups on there. So that's a good thing. Memory wise, still sitting on the same GDDR6X memory. The only thing that they're changing around on there is the memory bus on there, which I hate how how they're doing this is that they're putting in a lower memory bus, as you go down the tier, even though it's the same bloody memory. Now, if I can get an engineer or something like that to tell me that, hey, look, putting the bigger memory bus made absolutely no performance difference on the VGA core itself. Here are the actual data number points that we utilize internally. I'd be like, oh, okay, that makes a whole lot more sense. If the lower die sets just don't get an uptick from having a higher memory bus, but I would want to see the numbers. And if I'm going to sit there and I'm going to see a TI class, I should be sitting in the highest memory bus width for that memory style. But again, if it doesn't make any difference to the VGA core, then that makes a whole difference on why I don't get that particular performance, which is okay by me. I'm okay with that if that's the argument. But I wish I could pick the mind of an engineer on that one, because I don't fully know all the nuances between the memory bus width versus memory speed on the core sets itself. I know, like, lower core sets, you can usually hop up the frequency, but your speed and your memory bus are different. So of course, I would almost sit there and think that the memory bus and memory speed are a relationship of an already overclocked memory, right? Versus a not over, it's like, is there a headroom? And I understand there's a point where the frequency of the core has to be able to match within tolerant. There's curves on which they all have to kind of follow on. And if you're going outside of those, out of the memory curve, out from the VGA curve too far, you get diminishing returns down to instability. But I would really like to know from the engineering standpoint, what is that what's going on is that if you put too high of a memory bus with too much memory speed, it just creates instability in the core, because the core just can't keep up. It's honest questions, really, at that point, just curiosity of the mind. Not talking trash or anything like that, because they all do it. So if they're all doing it, there's usually a commonality between what the reasoning is between it. And the only thing that I can think of logically behind it is that, if the memory speed is too fast out of relationship of the VGA core, you're just bringing on instability, weird startup issues, yada yada yada, right? But still, going to be. It's like, as much as I'm probably not going to buy one of these right off the bat, because I got to make sure that the facility is up and going the right way. Crypto markets, taking a nasty shit on itself at the wrong fucking time is like killing me right now. But it is what it is, right? And of course, you guys know that I like the Athene GPU a little bit, especially if you're going to be putting it into your own computer. It's like 4090 2.0 for the win, yeah. But here is the 7900 from Power Color. We got the Hellhound. I'd be curious to see how the Red Devil, if they're going to bring back the Red Devil edition. They're just teasing out this. I want to see the Red Devil. I like the Red Devil edition, hands fucking down, guys. I'm just telling you, that is one sexy card. I would immediately change all the color in my computer. All my RGB would be all pure blood red. I would get the EK blood red fluid to go in here and just light everything up. You know, it'd be I'd kind of lose it if I were to do that. I better not. But yeah, I mean, I do like the looks on this. That they, just the design artwork. It's nice and clean. This is just like what I like in a nice clean card. Not too much RGB in it. Just enough to say, hey, I'm here, right? I'm hanging out in your case. It's just got a really nice clean look. I like stuff like that. I mean, let me know. Do you like your GPUs loud and obnoxious? Do you like them as bright and bold as can be? Or do you like your case like I like to run mine most of the time? I run it blacked out, or as people say in the racing world, murdered out, where it's just all black, can't see in there. It's as black gets inside of it. So I mean, that's pretty much how I typically run it. I run with most of the RGB just off on the system. But yeah, like right now, you look at my system, there's the only color that's on there is my little red light that flashes every so often, and my blue little RGB around my my power button. That's it. That's all I have on there. It's got RGB that's running right now as we speak. So I mean, it just shows that I do like my clean, understated cards. It's like, oh, that is just nice. I like that. I'd like to see them ultimately bring back the Red Devil edition in its classic look, where it was like they had the upside down pentagram on there with the satanic goat head on there. I kind of like that look a lot better. That's that classic Red Devil look. I hope they go back to their roots on this one. I hope enough people asked for it, but we'll have to see. We will have to see. And then let's go ahead and dive into the tidbit juiciness that has been going around with the such deep crypto crash that we have seen so far. Kraken now has freezed FTX and Alameda accounts, maintains full reserves. So basically, what they're doing and what Kraken is doing, they're not sitting here. I mean, if your money is anywhere on an exchange, they can do this to you at will. But Kraken is one of those companies that he just wants to be able to do good customer service, so that he gets repeat business. Yes, he's a centralized exchange, but it is a non-woke company. He got rid of all the woke rechards out of Kraken, so I have to give him a little credit there. Okay, I mean, you take the little wins, but Kraken is one of the better players in this space that so far that I've seen. I haven't had any reason to doubt what Kraken does. I might not see eye to eye with the CEO of Kraken all the time, but for the most part, he has proved himself to be here for the customers he's trying to service. He might, again, he might be offering shit coins on there and not just Bitcoins, but it is what it is, right? But the way that he did it is because they filed bankruptcy. He froze FTX and Alameda funds. and basically contacted the authorities on there and going, hey, look, these are their funds. Since they're entering bankruptcy, we have frozen their funds so that they cannot liquidate the assets and drain company accounts upon exit of company, which is a good thing on Kraken. We need good players. Take it how it is, guys. I mean, yes, it's a centralized exchange. But with that being said, centralized exchanges, you have to be able to prove your trust. That is the issue with a lot of these exchanges, is that they are unregulated, and the governments have no regulations on these exchanges whatsoever, which means that these exchanges are kind of running with well, you know, there's nothing saying that I shouldn't do this. I mean, but with the FTX group, this goes a lot deeper than just that. This is in the fraud and Ponzi scheme setup at this point, guys. As more information starts coming out, more of the stuff starts to kind of surface itself right on up. Let's see here. And what I mean by that is here. This is Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF. He is the CEO of FTX, FTX US, FTX Ventures, and Alameda. Okay, he is intertwined with all of them. Now, each one of these are supposed to be its own entity. FTX and FTX US are supposed to have different sets of regulations. FTX US is the exchange side that is servicing the United States. They have two acquisitions, Ledger Prime and Embedded Financial Tech. FTX US also helped bail out BlockFi when they had their liquidity issue by sitting there and giving them FTT tokens that they printed out of thin air. Billions of dollars they printed out of thin air. Why? Because SBF, Sam Bankman, is one of the largest Democratic donors in the United States right now. And on top of that, you know, we know how they love to print that will. You know, they got the printing press. So he figured he could do the same thing and print himself out of a liquidity crisis, which that kicked the can down the street. And unfortunately, he doesn't have a big enough of a market that would be able to just do another batch of printing, and the economy would be able to absorb that. He is not the United States dollar backed up with the U.S. petro dollars, right? So companies that are going to be heavily impacted by this that we get to know about, right? 3 commas. Done. DeFi Land. Zipperchan. Hodl Media. Let's see here. Misari. Polygon has taken a hit with this. Let's see here. Solana has taken a hit with this. Sunday Swap taking a hit with this. Voyager taking a hit with this. WonderFi taking a hit with this. BitVO Exchange, Blockfolio, Ledger X. Let's see here. And this is Ledger X is not the same as the Ledger company for like the Ledger devices. Not the same thing. Let's see here. Voyager, Circle as an investment. So Circle took a hit with this, and Circle has tie-in that they got bought out by JP Morgan. So JP Morgan just took a hit from FTX through Circle. Let's see here. Like I said, BlockFi, they were given loans through with the FTT token. Let's see here. Coral, Miston Labs. Let's see here. Spire Network, Yuga Labs, Skybridge Capital. So I mean, they basically in 2 weeks lost billions. This goes beyond, Jason, of not your keys, not your crypto. So basically, he created, Sam Bankman created FTT token to be able to loan out to people through the FTX exchange. So basically, and then they gave a back door to Alameda to be able to do all the investments. But the thing is that unless people were keeping their coins in the exchanges and they had new investors consistently coming in, FTX and FTX US hasn't had coins in their accounts for a while, I bet. I bet you there has been nothing in the accounts. And nobody noticed it. That they were broke. Now, Sam Bankman, like about a month ago or so, he said that all people's funds were safe. Now that they're going through bankruptcy, it's showing that they liquidated not only their own coffers, but they liquidated all of the people who had kept their Bitcoin on their exchange or whatever other shitcoin that they had on his exchange. He basically traded everybody's stuff. This is a Ponzi scheme. All roads led to Sam Bankman-Fried. This man basically declared bankruptcy, walked off this, let himself go from the board of directors from FTX and Alameda and FTX Ventures, and tried to flee the country. This is at this point, the Democrat Party is going to make him a lesson to other people that this is not how you conduct business. Just because you get into the billionaire class. This guy was a billionaire bum. This guy sat there and thought that he could sit there and spread the wealth to the world. This is not how capitalism works. Capitalism works by sitting there and doing a risk to reward system. And you smartly invest large sum of money into a lot of different areas, which it looked like on paperwork, it looked like that's what it was doing. But it was so weird in how things interlapped with each other that it became the seashell game, where it's like, hey, the money's over here, the money's over here, the money's over here. So money wasn't ever really in these investments. They were all loaned out and then overextended. And with the market taking a absolute hit, FTX takes a hit, Celsius takes a hit, Circle takes a hit, BlockFi takes a hit, Solana, all these companies where they're all interrelated with each other with the money that they have. And then you can see that this guy was one of the biggest investors with absolutely no capital. So was he really he was like the biggest investor on paperwork, but in the long term, he was broke playing a 3-card Monte game going, please don't find the card. I need to be able to keep this going. And you can't play the game by yourself is the problem. And once the market took a hit and, we went into a bear market, he had nobody else to play the game with. And it's not that he had a liquidity crisis. The liquidity seized up on itself. It had nowhere to go. It's like, boom. And that's what the government is trying to prevent itself from doing with the Federal Reserve. You don't want to sit there and make your interest rate so high that people can't afford it because, boom, everything locks up. You don't want it to be sitting there where you pump so much liquidity into the market that, boom, it locks up because everything has been consumed far quicker than it could be produced. And This is a balancing act that takes experience to do. And a 30-year-old man that dresses like a bum, acts like a bum, does not have that millionaire mindset. He's got that communistic socialism mindset. And now you got somebody who just, whether it was of his own knowing or his own stupidity, it doesn't matter. This is why so many people say you should not be owning multi-billion dollar companies without oversight of somebody who has more experience in the field than you do, to make sure that you don't do exactly what Sam Bankman-Fried did. So this guy is basically going to make it to where all these regulators are now going to be looking at crypto. They're all going to be sitting here now. We're going to see some nasty fucking regulations coming out. Thank you, Sam Bankman. I hope you sit in jail and rot. You know, this is what's bad for crypto. This man set crypto back a couple of years, and now we are on the crosshairs with government regulators. This could be good things because they're going to be They're going to be going after the exchanges, right? So basically, for the exchanges, they need to be registering as a financial institution. They should be registering with the SEC and anywhere else that has regulations that deal with tradable commodities. If it's a tradable commodity, it needs to be regulated like it's a stock market. They figured that once the futures would come in, there would be enough regulations. It doesn't seem like that's the fact. There's definitely not enough regulations, and a lot of these exchanges are going, well, you know, there's nothing that said that I couldn't do this, and I didn't realize that you can get in trouble financially if I did X, Y, and Z. Even though it's spelled out black and white not to do this with the regular traditional stock market, but because it's not transversed with the wording of, instead of stocks and saying crypto, they're like, well, you know, there's no regulation for us. So, I mean, was it really illegal? And that's like the most ridiculous argument, because the SEC is going to turn around and look at you and be like, if it smells like a security, it acts like a security, and walks like a security, then it's a security. You know, it's the whole adage of, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, then it's a duck. Don't tell me it's anything else but a duck. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like, well, it could be a dog. No, this is not a dog. And that's almost like that little game that I'm guaranteeing that Sam Bankman-Fried is going to try to play here. Is that, well, you know, you didn't say it wasn't that it was a security, and you want me to do the regulation? Yeah, we're about to watch something really stupid happen, and it's going to usher in some nasty regulations. And I guarantee you that Sam Bankman-Fried, who is not a crypto believer, he does not believe in crypto. Never did. There are interviews where he looked at it as just a way to make money. That was it. He is in it for the cash. And this is what happens when a fiat chaser comes into an unregulated Wild West, thinking that, well, it's unregulated, so I should be able to do whatever I want. Now it looks like we've got something that might be far worse than BitConnect. Right, if it launders dirty money, it must be the FTX. And it's not even that they were laundering dirty money. They fired up their own printing press and then started loaning it out to everybody while keeping the majority of it to themselves. They became a Ponzi at the end of the day. Not that they were laundering any money. I'm sure that every exchange out there has a certain portion of laundered money coming through that it's really hard to even track, trace, and stop, ultimately. But there are certain things that we can, as much as people want to dog on CZ, his funds are safe. He is trying to sit here and be an industry leader. Yes, he's gonna get. He doesn't do things exactly how people like. CZ is not the most liked person in all circles. I'm cool with that. The guy stands up for what he says, and he has very consistent messaging with what he does. So this man has a lot of credibility to me. This man has that, that millionaire energy. He's got that millionaire mindset. So he knows that with the whole FTX thing, that this is going to be bringing in more regulation. And even he sat there and was saying that he is already in the works of setting up the regulations for his own company, and then he's going to submit that in with the government and let the government kind of decide, hey, is this the better way of doing it? Hey, this is what we want to do. This is all the information we're going to give to you, X, Y, and Z. And I think that if they start sitting there and chit-chatting with the SEC a little bit more often and be like, hey, look, there's this cool little project we like. We would like to offer it to our people on our platform. They've already gone through seed round funding. They're done with their seed round funding. They're actually making products. This is their product. We would like to offer them on our platform and see if they actually can pass the Howey test. And that's what makes it a security. And if it's a security, then only accredited investors with a risk tolerance can invest into there just in case of loss. You have to be in a better position for that risk. Not just have, people invest into something and then 6 months later it drops a third in price and never recovers. That's an intolerable risk to the average consumer and very damaging, because that's information that the regular consumer is never going to get on something like that happening before it happens. Where bigger investors, they're going to get that information because they want to know, hey, this just happened, it's going to hurt the company. Oh, so we just lost our money. Nice. Versus, retail investor wakes up in the morning and logs onto the website, and like we've seen with so many other, we've seen with a couple of other rug pulls over the years, where you log into the website and it says you've been scammed and it has big penis on there. That was a thing. That happened. But Binance sitting here, he was going to help out FTX, saw that they were beyond a liquidity crisis. They were you had no funds crisis, and you lost all your customers' funds crisis. Now, the rest of the market, the way that they're reacting is kind of funny, because if you think about it, big brain thing, the rest of the market is reacting to a very singular event. It's not like the coins weren't sold. Somebody owns those coins right now. Those funds are somewhere. Okay? With that being said, if the funds are somewhere, that means it was extra people selling on the news on this, going, oh my God, crypto's dead, I gotta sell. Versus going, oh, this happened here. All these people on their platform lost their money, but they didn't lose their money this week. They didn't lose it last week. They didn't lose it a month ago. That shit was probably gone for 6 months. And the market is just now reacting to this. This is just extra selling pressure on the market after the news breaking, right? Because outside of that, nothing changed from FTX filing bankruptcy to them not. But people want to say that, oh, Binance should have helped out. I think CZ's position on that of him going, no, I'm not going to help them out. They messed up. It shows a very, very strict message to the ecosystem that it could be perceived as a positive thing, going, no, they're fucked. I'm still good. I'm going to conduct business as normal with my normal risk tolerance, and I will not allow myself to fall victim to another one of these like the Terra Luna shit. He got burned by Terra Luna. He made a point of saying that he is not going to deal with that a second time. I'm here. What are we talking about? Talking about FTX and they are bullshit? Yeah, Sonia. Sup, J-Mac? Yo. Funneling Ukrainian relief funds back to them. Yeah. But Binance response to this is that, again, he's going to sit there and kind of set up a framework so that he can report to government officials a little bit cleaner, a little bit more efficiently, with more transparency. Good for him. I like this. Great step in his direction to making sure that the crypto economy knows that Binance is a trustworthy player in this field, even though he's a shitcoiner. Okay, I don't agree eye to eye with CZ and what he thinks with all these other cryptocurrencies that he offers on there, because he sees value in it. I say that there's no value in it. I think it's just a bunch of garbage. But Binance will be launching a new industry recovery fund. Nice, J-Mac. He's like, oh, damn, you got wrecked on Celsius, but safe from FTX. Been calling out the scumbags. That's what I'm trying to do. I've been trying to tell people to keep your funds off of other platforms. There is no free lunches in this fucking market. You should never be, if they are asking you for that, if they are saying that they can get you gains, and they are not being a bank or selling a product, it's a fucking scam. Celsius was trying to be a bank, but they turned out to be more fraudulent than anything else. I think this has all been just like that perfect storm. Celsius hits, and then one of the largest, exchanges out there takes a hit like this. But Binance is going to be doing an industry recovery fund, and Binance will be basically launching a new fund to help out crypto projects facing liquidity crunches. And what he means by a liquidity crunch is, hey, I did X, Y, and Z. I have the money. Here's where I can show you I have the money, but it's locked up. I need a little help here because I'm still in my building phase. So now you have this like little liquidity crisis. CZ is going to sit there and set up a fund so that they can basically get a loan, a necessary loan, and continue the build out. He's going to try to help stimulate some of these projects where us crypto guys, as we all know it, we can't get fucking loans because we're not looked at as a real business, and therefore the banks won't do business with us in that facet, right? Their loss, fucking CZ's going to step up. I think that's going to cause him to have, especially if he does that in the United States, this could cause him to have issues with regulators where he might have to start registering more as a bank because of a lending service. We'll have to find out about that for sure. So it'll be interesting with that one, but it's good to know that he's at least trying to step up and try to help out the market. FTX was doing that, but they did it very recklessly, and we're going to see how deep the Ponzi hole went. It'll be very interesting. It'll be very interesting with this. So I mean, at least CZ's taking this opportunity to go, hey, look, I'm gonna fucking step up here. I'm gonna do stuff. I might not be the most liked person in the planet. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money, lots of money, and make sure that the customers are taken care of, because the customers are who's making him lots of money. I mean, he's got a good business model. As long as he keeps doing what he's doing and stays transparent. Yes, CZ's said stupid shit in the past. We all have. And CZ being a younger guy too, but he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's got a good direction with the company. I'm not gonna dog on him badly in this situation. FTX laundered monies for the U.S. political parties. Fuck them. No. That was Sam Bankman-Fried who laundered all of that money. That was him. It wasn't FTX. It was Sam Bankman-Fried that was doing all the political donations himself. And we all know that, like, your biggest donors are the ones that got the political protection. I don't think that he's going to get political protection on this one, because he was supposed to donate $1 billion to the Democratic Party, and I think he only donated like $55 million to him. I don't know if that was that VIP protection status. We'll have to see, right? We will have to see how this really goes. And then, of course, since they FTX was sitting there and messing around with crypto.com, now we got a mass exodus on crypto.com. I know the whole FTX thing is a rabbit hole of a Ponzi scheme. It's wild. It is. That is like I think this one's gonna blow up, and it's gonna be really bad. Now, you know what? Here's my tinfoil hat. All right, so I've done a lot of the digging. I try not to go down, because like some of it is, I haven't been able to fully confirm everything, right? Some of it is rumors and speculations behind it. Some of them are, you can go, hey, this is legit, right? Man, it's like I don't even want to really go down that rabbit hole either. Yeah, exactly. It's like the bank runs you're going to see in smaller little subsect areas, and then they build up faster, and then they go into other areas, and then they hit the traditional finance, and then the system collapses in on itself. This could be a domino on the Democratic side of a domino to fall. It's some of the things that were invested into had such deep political ties. It is hard to separate the tinfoil hat from the actual facts right now. I think as it goes through the bankruptcy proceedings and everything, more information will come out, because in order to go through a bankruptcy proceeding, you have to basically, everything has to get laid out. Sure, J-Mac. I'm down. I am down, J-Mac. Set some time up with me. DM me in Discord. We could set up some time. We could chat. We could chat and things. Because like I know that it's like that they've got tie-ins with the SEC, federal chairman, fucking like they've got like some, like his parents were some, let's just put it this way. You want to know where the real gangsters are? The real gangsters work in the government. The real gangsters are on Wall Street. Let's just fucking put it that way. And Sam Bankman-Fried was kind of the black sheep sitting on the sidelines to those heavy-hitting groups. I mean, imagine, you know, having the power of a gangster, but not being let in on all, not being allowed to be part of that group. So he was trying to buy his way into the group. I mean, that. Cool, J-Mac, for sure. Sit down. Well, we can sit and chat and all that good stuff. They're gonna Epstein that kid, maybe. It depends on if Hillary Clinton calls in the national suicide hotline. So does anybody got any comments or questions with all of this stuff? Oh, we'll finish this whole conversation off with a lighthearted laugh. Of all people, guys, and I mean of all the people to sit there and chime in on this whole FTX saga, right? Of all the people to sit there and chime in on it. Wait for it. Vitalik Buterin calls out FTX for virtue signaling. Deserves what it's getting. Oh, that is rich coming from Vitalik Buterin. Rich coming from that guy. Wow. F him. It's like I just got a J.O. Morgan. Oh God! I mean, of all people to weigh in on all of this, right? The guy that just like majorly centralized his token, shit on its users. But at least it's not a Ponzi scheme, right? Fucking Vitalik Buterin. Imagine being Sam Bankman-Fried that just got fucking ripped on by a special needs kid. I was like, got him. Yo. Oh God, yeah. I mean, it's funny from the point of view of who just ripped on FTX. Of all things he could weigh in on, he decides to say that with the most centralized coin that just shit on its user base. But I mean, everybody knew he was going to shit on them eventually. But at least he didn't spend all their money on them. Now it's like, depending on how this really runs, it's like, what's gonna be worse? Mt. Gox, BitConnect, or FTX? Those are three things that are gonna be like crypto history, guys. This is history that we just got to watch. And the stadium down in Florida, the FTX Stadium, is going to be renamed. It used to be the Staples Stadium, because the Staples Company, you know, but they just basically took off the FTX naming rights off of the stadium in Florida. So yeah, that's fucking hilarious. They gone. So everybody, don't forget to smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Share this out on your favorite social media. Helps me grow my channel out to more of you awesome people out there. We can get that all the beats and the news is out there, all the crypto mining hardware news, or just PC gaming stuff. Yo, definitely everybody, drop the FAs in the chat because you are all rated F for fucking awesome. Yo. Oh, Gandhi, it's about to get worse. Government's gonna get all up in here. The tinfoil hat on that one is Sam Bankman-Fried is a government plant to usher in the regulation that people didn't want. Instead of going, well, you don't want it, but now you're gonna fucking get it because this happened. Now it's gonna come, and you're not gonna like it, and you have no choice because you can see over here, you clearly can't regulate yourselves. That's my tinfoil hat. Bitcoin can withstand anything, J-Mac. 100% Bitcoin can withstand anything. And if you guys have mining gear and you're like, hey, I'm about ready to turn it off, well, I might be able to offer you a little bit of a little relief. So figure about 8.5 cents per kilowatt hour. You can host with the Family Mine LLC. Yo, we're getting closer and closer to having our doors open officially. I'm just like, it didn't happen this month. My bill dropped a little bit, not enough. Next month it should drop down to where I need it, and then I'll have a little bit of extra funds to be able to pay for everything. Then I can start paying for upgrades in the facility, and as soon as I start getting those upgrades in now, that's when I can start bringing all you awesome people into the facility, start getting you guys hosted in there. So yeah, it's like I'm just waiting for my power bill to kick in for my industrial rate. As soon as I get my industrial rate, I'll have the capital to be able to start putting in upgrades. The building I'm in is like 100 years old. It needs a lot of upgrades. And I can only do so much. I am but one person. I have no investors. It's me and me alone. So bear with me, guys. I am moving at the speed that I can move at. Unless you know anybody that has deep pockets and wants to invest into a mining facility, that would help me out like a bunch. But I don't have that luxury. So I'll just fucking slowly build this shit. I will be like the Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. And with that being said, guys, if you are new here, definitely subscribe and all that good stuff, right? Hit the bell notification. While you're down there, in the description down below, I have links to the Discord. It's free to join. Love to have all of you people be a part of the community. We do have a verification bot. /verify. The bot will DM you in Discord. Follow the instructions. Easy peasy. If you have any issues, you can DM me, and I'd be more than happy to help you out with anything that you're having issues with that. Definitely, Tech Man, smash that Lizzie like button, hit the bell notification, subscribe, all that good shit. And if you've been here for a while and you'd like to donate to the channel, which it always helps out, you can join the Patreon, link down below, guys. Yo! And if you get into the pseudo hasher tier, you get VIP access to the Family Mine with a perk that will end once we open up the facility to the public. Just saying. So be there or be square. It's a definite good perk to have. How can I put it? you want to be in there if you're going to be hosting with us. If you know you're already going to be hosting your equipment with us, bite the bullet, join the Patreon, get into pseudo hasher tier. We'll get you in board. It secures you a slot on our shelves. That's what you're doing with it. And it gets you a little bit of a perk. Just saying. Yo, that's what's up, Crypto Craig. It's like, I can attest it's a good perk, but I'm not telling you what it is. We can't. It's like, you gotta join. If you want to know what the perk is, you gotta join. It almost makes the fee for the pseudo hasher tier free? Maybe? I don't know. You'll have to find out. And with that, guys, thank you all for being here. You are all awesome. I love you all. And I will see you in the morning pumping some more iron. Yo! So peace out, stay savage, and I'll see you in the next one.